Hi, this is KCCK's Culture Crawl. I'm Dennis Green, and my guests today are from the production staff of Hardboiled Mysteries, staging Foul Play at the Fizzy Lemon, coming up January 3rd and 4th. Say hi to Mitchell Grauberger. Mitchell. Jeremy Ebel.
Hello.
And from what I understand, the brains behind the entire operation, Marissa Carson. Hi, Marissa.
Hi.
Thanks for being here. So, Marissa, we're going to start with you.
Sure.
Tell me, so this is it's a murder mystery dinner, which people are probably familiar with, but this is a total original production that you and your production staff have come up with completely just out of thin air. Have you done anything like this before?
So I've done the pre-packaged murder mysteries that you can buy online, and I've done those as like my own personal birthday party 3 times throughout the years, and I did one in August. And that's actually what gave the idea for this, because I was trying to decide between 1920s and 80s prom, and I was like, oh, well, the 20s one, I should save that for New Year's. And then we kind of ran with that idea, but decided to start from scratch and write our own, because we wanted it to really focus on like digging deep into the characters and making it solvable for everyone, and focusing on everyone's favorite part of those parties in the past, which was bringing people together who didn't necessarily know each other. Like, I'm in my late 20s. I have a lot of different circles of friends, and everyone might be kind of nervous around people they don't know, but getting to play a character turned out to really be a good way to bring people out of their shells.
And your production is a little different than some, like the prepackaged murder mystery dinners, which usually give you an active cast of, I'm just going to say, 6 to 10 people who are the named characters, and then the other guests just kind of watch what's going on and try and play along and solve the murder mystery. But in your case, actually, everybody who comes is going to get a character. Yes.
So everybody has a character. There are 20 main characters, and they are all named, and they are all suspects, and they are all an integral part of the story. And then there are 30 more slots for characters who all get, they might get a name or they might get a category, like I'm a gangster from this specific faction, or I'm a gambler and I like to play cards, things like that. And
okay, so everybody gets a chance to kind of leave their real identity at the door and play along.
Yeah.
So this then is a monumental task from not just from the production, but from the writing, because you're creating 50 character biographies. Tell me how that, and I know that Jeremy and Mitchell, you're acting, but you've also been a part of the writing staff.
Correct.
So tell me a little bit about the Fizzy Lemon writer's room.
So we've been meeting, trying to meet every Tuesday since about the beginning of September, and or end of September.
I have no idea. It's been forever.
Okay.
They've been meeting since the 20s.
Approximately, yes.
Yeah, basically.
So we've been getting together as a group once a week, and then also like working on our own outside of that. And it kind of started with, okay, we're going to write all of these characters, but then some of the plot like came from the characters, and then they informed each other, and it's kind of taken on like a mind of its own, if you will.
Very much so. It's definitely kind of every time we meet, it evolves a little bit more. Every time one of us sits down to write on our own, we're like, hey, what do you guys think of this idea? Or, hey, do you like how I phrased this? That kind of thing. And it's very, like I said, it very much has evolved, and it started with the characters, and we have an online drive that we just share all of our documents. We have like official documents, like we have our pre-party character sheets that we send out to people who have signed up ahead of time, and then we have stuff that gets given to people once they're at the party, and we have all of these documents, but then we also have separate folders of just, here's our brainstorming stuff, here's the list of various things that might throw people off, like we have a character relationship sheet. Yeah. So every single character is listed, and then any relationship that they might have with another character is listed. And that kind of helps so that when we're writing the character sheets, we can see, hey, we didn't say anything about them knowing this person yet. That might be a red herring, that kind of thing. We should list that. because there's definitely, it's definitely possible to figure out, but it's definitely not straightforward, easy cut, figure it out. So
Did you know from the get-go who the murderer and who the victim was going to be, or is that something that kind of came out as the plotting and writing process started?
That kind of came out as we were going.
Yeah.
I think we figured out who the victim would be pretty quickly. Originally, since we have 2 planned events in January, we were actually going to have we decided it was a little bit too much effort, but we were going to have 2 different murderers so that somebody the first night wouldn't be able to give away what happened the second night. That was too much. We did not continue with that plan, but that was the original plan.
Yeah, that didn't last very long because with all the complexities already built in, we realized that might have been a little too much, especially when we're trying to keep it all in our heads because we're still writing it, as we're figuring all this out.
Yeah.
Well, you're still writing it as you've been rehearsing it, but now it's time for the production to come together. So many things. You got to get everybody cast. You've got to get all the costumes. You've got got to gather all the props. Everything that goes with a theater production.
Absolutely.
So how has that been coming together?
The logistics of that have been fun. Where some people are bringing, some of the actors that are with the company are bringing their own costumes. Some of them are being rented. I and Emil, we are dealing cards at this Fizzy Lemon speakeasy.
Have you done that prior to this?
I actually dealt cards professionally at a casino in Iowa.
Okay.
I dealt blackjack, and so I am Jack Black, the blackjack dealer, is my character's name, and Hold'em Harry at the other table. But our costumes are being rented. Other people are bringing their own. And we definitely, for people who buy tickets, encourage costumes, but it's not required. We have various fun awards that are going to be given out at the end of the evening with fun 1920s slang as the name of the awards. And so there are definitely costume prizes and that kind of thing. But it's nothing super special. It's just, hey, you did something that people noticed. You maybe had the best outfit or the best makeup or whatever. And so costumes are optional, but encouraged for ticketed people. But the logistics of planning, and we had to build a wall because it's a speakeasy, so you have to knock. You have to knock
of course,
and give
you
the
gotta
password.
you gotta give the password.
You got to give the password. And so we had to build a wall that we could set up at the venue so that we could have this door to give the password at. So it's been a lot of logistical planning. That's actually a separate folder in the drive online is logistics.
But we cast early on. It's been, I don't know, a month or 2 since we've had cast because we're doing rehearsals as well.
I was just going to ask about rehearsals. Obviously, there's a lot of improv, and the guests are different each night, but you also want to rehearse enough to get locked into your characters and also kind of be able to figure out how the evening is going to progress. So how does a rehearsal for something like this go?
So I kind of became the de facto director in this. I didn't plan that, but then, I was the one running auditions and the rehearsals, so that's kind of what that role is. And we've been doing improv games to warm up, and then some of the scenes are scripted, and some of that's been evolving as we go, because as something that involves so much improv, some of that can be added in later. We just had a new scene come up.
If something pops up that's good, that's just off the cuff, we decide we really want to bring it in, we'll kind of add it as more of an official script, official scene that we'll actually rehearse.
And I mean, there's definitely moments that they're lines that we'll use throughout the night, but not necessarily scripted at a specific time. Hold'em Harry and Jack Black are very friendly with each other, but love to poke fun at each other. They're very close friends. And so we have insults that we throw back and forth at each other throughout the night. And it's not necessarily at a specific time, but it's getting into the character and remembering that slang to use those insults and that kind of thing. Like Marissa said, it's the rehearsals have started a lot with improv exercises. We've done improv exercises in character, which has been a lot of fun. Because, we're 1920s speakeasy mobsters in character. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, we've also been doing stuff since we've got 2 card dealers just sitting around a table and playing cards in character. or learning the Charleston, stuff like that. Yeah.
It's Foul Play at the Fizzy Lemon. What are the dates?
January 3rd and 4th.
And then where is the speakeasy going to be located? I know there are no cops listening, I promise.
It's going to be at Shores Event Center on 16th Street.
And I know you've got a ticket deadline coming up, too. This is not, unfortunately, because you've got character sheets for everybody who comes. You do have a ticket deadline for that, and also so you can get a count for food. So what's the deadline for ticket purchase?
So the deadline for tickets, if you are going to be able to eat at the buffet, is going to be December 27th. We have a separate deadline for non-food tickets, which are like if you're just buying the ticket at the last minute, and that's going to be New Year's Day.
Okay. And then how do people get tickets?
You can get them on Eventbrite, search Hardboiled Mysteries or Foul Play at the Fizzy Lemon, and you'll find that. You can get them at our website, hardboiledmysteries.com, or you can find them on our Facebook page.
All right. Well, it just sounds like a blast.
Thank
It's
you.
theater production and dinner and game and a chance to see if you can solve the mystery ahead of everybody else.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Good luck with it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You can hear the Culture Crawl live on the radio most weekdays at 10:20, or download the podcast, watch or listen on your own schedule at kcck.org/culture, or using your favorite podcast app. I'm Dennis Green, and I'll talk to you later.